If you're happy and you know it, clap your... And yes, I'm happy, and yes, I know it. This is the BMW 2 Series Coupe, and of course you get a convertible version of this, but I'm happy about it because this is the car that makes me feel young again. Even though I'm 37, driving this car today, actually I felt like I was in my 20s, because this is the car that you are supposed to have when you are in your 20s. It's a small coupe, very fun to drive, rear-wheel drive, front engine, is very light and is very fun to toss around. Honest to God, this is a cool car to have. The car that I have here today was offered by my friends at Carzet, who supply me with the most amazing cars that I could have wished. Honestly, I'm driving all the cars that I want to drive and test drive every car that my heart desires, and I'm thankful for that. So in today's episode I'm gonna talk about this car because, well, it put a stupid smile on my face, and I'm gonna share the experience. See you in a bit. This car has a 1.5 petrol engine which develops 134 horsepower, 220 Newton meters, has a 6-speed manual gearbox, flies from 0 to 60 in 8.8 seconds, which it doesn't feel that slow, which is quite cool, and also has a fuel consumption of around 60 miles per gallon, which is a very economical car. You have a small engine, small taxes, low insurance, and it's the perfect car to buy when you're in your 20s. Now, what I want to talk about is the fact that this car, you can have it with a couple of more engines. You can get it with a 2-liter petrol, 3-liter petrol, 2-liter diesel, and of course the M2. But honestly, the M2 is not for you if you're in your 20s. But this one surely is, because it provides everything that you would need. The car that I have here today, it's not fully loaded. Well, honestly, I'm gonna start with the basic things that this car has. You have just normal air conditioning. You don't have dual climate control, you don't have heated seats. The infotainment system has the small screen. In the gauge cluster you have a screen which is like this, and it only shows you just the basic information about consumption, range and miles. That's it, nothing else. Also, the pluses of this car are the seats, which are brilliant. These are sports seats and they are quite comfortable. Also, being a manual, it's very fun to drive, but that's not all. It has adaptive dampers, and this is quite cool on a small car to have such a thing. But let's get back to why I love this car. Because it feels premium, it feels BMW, even though it is the baby version of the BMW. It feels exactly as a BMW. You have the M Sport steering wheel here. You don't have cruise control. Well, that's a lemon, but still you don't care because you are young and you're gonna drive this like a normal person. So let's start with the design of the car, because I do like it. The front end is very aggressive. This car has the M Sport pack, which in my opinion is the one to get. Don't get the AC one because it's very boring, but this one is the one to get. Unfortunately, this one again doesn't have LED daytime running lights or things like that. It's just basic lights, but they are sleek and angular and they give a very cool look to the front end. Also, BMW kidney grille, that's a standard. The front bumper, aggressive, big air intakes, and also the fog lights give it a very modern feel. This car was made in 2015. It actually came on the market in 2014 when it replaced the 1 Series 2-door version of the coupe and the convertible. But still looks cool even today in 2024. This car actually made it till 2021 when it was replaced by the new 2 Series, the G42. By the way, for enthusiasts, this one is the F22. But what I want to mention, wheels look cool. M Sport wheels look cool. You have cool side skirts, you have a cool rear bumper with a black diffuser, rear parking sensors, no front parking sensors because, well, it is what it is, but still you have rear parking sensors. The rear bumper is very aggressive. You got exhaust on the left side. But the tail lights on this car, they were designed very interesting. They look quite cool. They are LEDs and they have a cool light pattern. I'm gonna show you that. Regarding the interior, well, things are what they are. You have Alcantara on the seats. The seats have a cool blue stitching on them and a cool blue pattern, which honestly I like. You can see that pattern on the door side as well. And of course you have leather on the door side, large pockets in the door, which means that, well, in the doors, because you have two, which means that you have a lot of storage compartment. You have two decent cup holders, a Coca-Cola Zero can, which, well, kudos. So yeah, two cup holders here. You have place to put bottles in the door side and 3 pockets, which is interesting. Steering wheel I love, seats brilliant. In the armrest you have an auxiliary jack and a USB socket. Also you have a power socket right here next to the cup holders. The iDrive controller right here next to the armrest. The gear shifter looks cool. It's the M Sport shifter. And well, one thing that actually caught my eye is this brushed aluminum that you have on the door side, but also on the dashboard. You have a black rooftop because of course this is an M Sport signature thingy. You also have M on the door side. When you open the door, right over here you have the M badge. You have M badges, well, not around the car because on the rear end you don't have it, but on each side of the car you do have an M badge. You have, well, frameless windows because it's a coupe and I like it, but the general feeling in this car is very pleasant. It doesn't matter that it's missing these options that I've mentioned before, but I do like it. You have a start-stop button over here. You can place your key right here. You have a big key like any other BMW, and that's pretty much it. Regarding cabin space, well, it is what it is. I'm not gonna fit back there. This is a true statement. I have the seat exactly as I'd sit, and back there's no room for me. But if you're a little bit smaller than I am, and if you're in your 20s, you probably are, you can fit 4 people here. Just 4 people, because in the middle there is no seat. In the middle you just have a tray where you can place some things. Now the drawback is the fact that right here you don't have any air vents for the rear passengers. I know that the car is small and it doesn't really need that, but still would have been nice to have some air vents over there. The gauge cluster is very simple, as I mentioned. You have only one screen which shows you a couple of information, 2 round dials over there which you have a speedometer and the rev counter, miles per gallon, fuel tank, well, this is mandatory. And let's talk a bit about the infotainment system of this car. This is the BMW infotainment system back from that era, which looks cool even today. This car being, well, not very equipped, it's gonna miss a lot of things, but still it has Bluetooth media, it has USB connection, doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. The sound system isn't the best. Honestly, they could have done much better in that area, but well, it is what it is. You have DAB radio, we have telephone, sat nav, which looks, well, let's see how it looks. This is the map of the BMW, which doesn't look bad, honestly, still looks modern today. The infotainment system actually moves quite good, it's quite intuitive to use. You have Connect Drive, which this connects automatically to BMW. Vehicle information, so we have vehicle status right here. It shows you oil level, tire pressure, a measurement of the oil level, if you have some problems with the car, if the car needs a service. After that we have the trip computer, which, well, is shown here but not in the gauge cluster. Onboard computer, picture search, for example, let's see, we go into the headlights and we see daytime driving lights, high beam, well, yes, apparently this is a cool feature. We have settings. Let's see what we can set up in this car. So we can control the display from here, which yeah, it's pretty normal. Time and date, language, connection, sound. As I mentioned, the sound isn't that good. It isn't bad, but well, it's not not what I want in a car. Ambient, interior light, you have sport and you have classic. That's cool. Brightness for the ambient light, one touch triple turn signal, welcome light, and that's pretty much it. So what I want to mention is that when you change your modes of this car, because this car has adaptive dampers, you have sport mode, you have comfort mode, and you have eco mode, which is quite cool to have on a car like this. And of course Sport Plus, which takes off the dynamic traction control. But yes, these are the functions of the infotainment system of the BMW 2 Series. Let's not waste any time and drive this beautiful machinery. I'm gonna put the seatbelt on. Okay, one annoying thing. I have to reach all the way back for the seatbelt, which is a little bit annoying because I would have preferred if there was that latch like the 3 Series has, where it gives you the seatbelt. But well, it is what it is. Put the ignition on. Start. Yep, this is it. First gear and let's go. Yes, I really wanna tell you guys how fun it is to drive a 2 Series BMW. First, let me deactivate this stupid start thingy. No one is coming. Let's go. Remember, 100 almost 40 horsepower, and yes, it goes. Because it's a small car, it is a light car, it's very fun to drive. Rear wheel drive. Well, the only disappointment for me is the 1.5 petrol, 1.5 petrol engine, because even the diesel would have been much more aggressive than this one. This one doesn't have that much torque, only 220 Newton meters, and well, yeah, but as I mentioned, if you're in your 20s, this is a very fun car to have. It feels very nimble. It's a fun car to drive. You have a leather steering wheel, you have sport seats. The suspension is not harsh. If you put the car in normal mode, in comfort mode, the car is gonna behave very normalish. You don't really feel it as aggressive as in Sport Plus mode. But when you put it in Sport Plus mode, everything changes, especially in high revs. And oh boy, I really didn't imagine that I would have so much fun with a BMW 2 Series. I know that the M2 is probably one of the best M cars out there, because I've watched a lot of people who drove the M2, and everyone is saying that effectively that is the perfect M to buy. Makes the perfect sense to buy one. But even this one honestly is very fun to drive. You have low fuel consumption, low taxes with this engine, very low road tax. The insurance is gonna be low, so everything is gonna be quite perfect while you're having one of these cars. My only concern is that you should get one very well equipped, because it's gonna make a lot of a difference. If you get one very well equipped, like dual climate zone, heated seats, different sound system, maybe a sunroof, that would actually improve this car a lot. And when I say a lot, but still, this one is fun. This one, being the M Sport, looks cool. Don't get the SE version. The SE version is dull, and I wouldn't get one. Just get the M back one. It's gonna stand out, and it's gonna be a lot more fun to drive, because it's gonna have the sport suspension. Now, I don't know if all of them come with adaptive dampers, but I'm so happy that this one actually has them, because it's very fun to drive. And when you want the car to be comfortable, you just switch it from this button over here, and the car is gonna be very comfortable. So yes, overall I do like the 2 Series. I did had a lot of fun with it today, and well, I'm very glad I've got the opportunity drive this car today. So that was it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Press a thumbs up, subscribe, yay, blah blah blah, and that's all, folks. See you guys later.